Here's another question. Let's try this one. Let's see what it says here. The concert venue. The promoter of the band Algebros need to determine if the venue chosen for their concert will be able to hold 6,500 people. The diagram below represents the ground plan of the concert venue. So this is the stage. This is where the crowd will be. The following additional information is given. The AB is 45 meters. So this arc is 45 meters. The measure of the central angle is 135. Okay, that's 135. Right? The measure of OC is 55. So that's like the radius of the circle, right? The big circle. This would be like the radius. And each person occupies 0.5. So once we figure out the area, the total area, we can divide by 0.5 meters squared and see if we'll have enough space for 6,500 people. So everything is in meters. So how am I going to find this area? So this is going to be a sector area, big sector area minus little sector area problem. Okay, so big sector area, we have the radius, we have the angle, we can find the big sector area. That's the whole thing, including the stage. But then we have to remove the stage because the crowd will not be on the stage. So let's see, we'll have to figure, well, we have the arc length, right? We have the arc length and we have the angle, so we should be able to find the radius and then find the area of this part. So let's start by finding the area of this big sector. So the sector area formula is the angle, so 135 degrees out of 360 equals the sector area, that's what we're looking for. So sector area divided by the total area. So total area is going to be pi r squared. This is r. So for that big circle, it's going to be pi times 55 meters squared. So the sector area is going to be, let's work it out over here, sector area is going to be, so 55 squared times pi times 135. So 55 squared times pi equals, that's the, oops, what just happened? That's the, this is the total area of the circle times 135 times 135. So 55 squared times pi times 135 equals, divided by 360, go back, divided by 360 equals, so this is the sector, 3,563.74, 3563.74, so right here, 35, what was it again? 63.74 meters squared. Now from this, I have to subtract this area. Now how am I going to find it? Well, I have the arc length. I need the radius here. I don't know the radius of this little OB. Is it given an OB? No. So I have to find it. So for this, I have the arc length. So I'm going to use the arc length formula, which is similar. So I'll do it over here. So the arc length is still the same angle, 135 degrees out of 360 equals the arc length. We know the arc length is 45 meters over 2 pi r, right? The circumference is, this should be circumference, right? This is part of the way around, the arc length, and this is the total way around. This is circumference, which is 2 times pi times r, and that's what I'm looking for here is r. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to get 2 pi r times 135 equals 45 times 360. So r equals, so now I have to get rid of everything that's around the r. So it's going to be 45 times 360 divided by pi divided by 135 divided by 2. So divided by 2 divided by pi divided by 135. So the radius is going to be, let's do it. So 45 is here. 45 times 360 equals, divided by 2 equals, and divided by 2 divided by pi equals, and divided by 135. 135 equals 19.1. Let's make it 19.1. 0.1 meters. It's meters. It's not an area. Now that I have the radius, 19.1, I'll write it over here, 19.1 meters. Now I have to find the sector area to subtract from the total. Subtract from this. Now I have to find the sector area. So now sector area, again, same angle, 135 degrees out of 360. Let's move it over a little bit. Equals sector area of the stage is going to be pi r. Now we found the r, 19.1 meters squared. Okay, so watch, I have it still on the number here. So squared, 19.1, that's the radius, 19.1 squared. Press the squared button, times pi equals times 135 equals divided by 360 equals 429.72. So it's 429.72 meters squared. And I subtract. This is the total area. So the stage now, the crowd area. The crowd is going to be 3563.74. The big sector area minus the small sector area, 429.72 meters squared. And that gives us minus, I'm doing it in the reverse order, so negative 3563.74 equals 3,134.02 meters squared. And now remember that divide this by 0.5 meters squared per person. Let's see if this number is close to 6,500. So let's see, this number is there, divided by 6,500. No, divided by 0.5, and I get 6,268. Okay, so when I divide, I get 6,268 people. But no, I don't have enough room. It's not, it's not big enough. So I can only fit 6,268 people. So no, it's not big enough. No, not big enough.